Sharing my screen. Yeah, here it is. Um, where are you? So in the previous session, we have discussed about learn and be curious, ownership, right? But for first time ST intern also, for now, this is for everyone. And then the second is this one, is for everyone. But ownership, earn trust, customer obsession, and some more are there. But right now, these three, these are for second plus, means second intern. So in Canada, you say co-op, but in India or maybe in US, we usually say intern. But for the first time interns, there are no sufficient data points to prove that you have ownership. But earn trust is something mixed. I would still say all. The reason is your assignments also can be, and project works can be earning trust of you. Uh, so it can be mixed. But the other ones like ownership, customer obsession can be ignored for now. If you are attempting to Amazon as a second job after your first job is over, then these are important. So let us but I'm saying out of all leadership principles, this one takes 40%. This one takes 33%, I would say, 73, and remaining all will take 27%. So dive deep. I have added lots of questions. Learn and be curious is already there in you, but it's just you need to prepare how to present your learn and be curious. You know, from the recent examples, a good narrative is important, but what you are doing is sufficient. But you need to continue doing it forever. But dive deep is limited. I mean, for your concepts, your professors take you through assignments and classroom lectures to one level, but that's not sufficient to prove that your dive deep is more than competitors in the interview or at the job. So to prove that it is limited, there is a limited set of questions in lead code available, but the number is around 2 to 3,000. However, with this set of questions, with 20 to 30 programs, especially in the data structures and algorithms, you can still prove your dive deep is equivalent to those who are working on 1,000 plus lead code problems. Because at your age, lots of students are working on at least 500 to 1,000 hacker rank or lead code competitions to prove that they have dive deep. Still, as I already said in many sessions, their probability is 50-50. But with all these leadership principles mixed with this set of questions, ticking these boxes makes you, I would say, solving 30 solid, 30 is okay. 20 is 20 on nonlinear data structures or 30 with a combination of all. I mean, 30 questions and their follow-ups. I mean, some questions have follow-up questions. Okay. So if you take 30 core questions and follow-ups, but ticking in this level, put you on top of all those who are doing thousands of problems. I don't say you not to do the hundreds and thousands of problems, but this is the approach, technical approach, which makes you to crack the job. But if you just write the code and do not think this level, it's still not considered as diving. Okay. This is like how much is the maximum currency note? So far, I have seen $1,000 note, sorry, $100 note. So each question is like $100 note if you think this kind of depth. Whereas just solving a lead code problem with our algorithm gives you only $1 coin or maybe 25 cents. You can multiply 25 cents into 1,000 versus a 30 into $100. Whichever gives you best, you can follow that or maybe mix of both. But if you do 1,000 into this level, it's like 1,000 into 100. But for the interview expectations, you hardly need to have $1,500. That's it. Whether you get it through that approach or this approach, it's okay. But to put you on top of others, better to solve 30 solid questions and follow-ups in this thought process. So let's go directly to these are the expectations. Primarily, this one is what I try to do from each and every candidate throughout my career. In all companies, Amazon is, not exception. In every company, people will look this. Are you a candidate who would pass the card to others when a crisis comes? Uh, crisis or maybe a critical problem comes to your plate. Do you solve that with your own by diving deep or just pass it to someone and then show? So that's important. And thanks to SFU professors, because I in every assignment I see, do not copy. It means SFU student is DNA in the SFU student's DNA. I say TIDIP is already there. But in the interview, you need to prove that. Means whatever the assignments or problems you are solving, keep in mind that you can still present them in the interview. What is the difficult problem you have faced? Okay. So you should tell like this. What did you do? Say like in your MATLAB problem or in your tree problem, binary tree or binary heap tree, whatever. So you need to explain to these questions. Have you broken the tree problem into smallest possible pieces? Yes or no? For your assignment. If yes, how many? How did you? So prepare like that. Your assignment is more than enough, Rishita, to get the job. But you need to prepare answers to your assignment because interviewer will ask you these kind of questions. You need to explain. And you don't have enough time to explain. You hardly have, uh, you do have around 5 to 7 minutes to explain. So preparation is important. Whatever the assignment, take all the assignments you have solved, pick top 3 or 4, which took you a lot of your time and energy, and then note down the questions like this, and then write down the answers to that. Once you do that, then in the interview and do yourself rehearsals, like how to answer those. Once you do that, you can explain to interviewer uh, within 3 to 4 minutes so that interviewer can try to go in depth with another set of follow-up questions are the same. Okay, so that's important point I would like to tell you. It gives a job offer, on-spot job offer, compared to getting or finding answers to these during the interview doesn't help you. Whatever the assignments you have solved, that's good enough, but these are the differentiators between you and your friends. I would say, so one way it's good. As a teacher, I would say anyone can go through these notes, these questions, But personally, if you need to crack this, I would say keep this with you until you get your job and then share with others. Okay. And it's not just having the questions, but the way how you present, preparing your notes. Anyway, that won't be available in publicly, but this is my own notes created over the years. And as I said, from student to student to a manager, whomever I ask, questions are same. But the projects, they will have to say like, if I ask these questions to a manager, the projects will be different. Rather than your assignments, problems, they have to explain me the problem, the real projects in the company, in the current company they are solving. And they need to prepare their notes accordingly and answer us. That's the difference. And in the competition among the existing candidates, if everyone is doing equally, and then a panel will be there, and we sit together and see who has done well in other leadership principles, and then pick the candidate. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay, this checklist is important. As I said, whatever the assignments, start with that because you have invested adequate time. That's a very good starting point. And in addition to those, I will be helping you with another 10 to 12 problems in the next 6 sessions, around 5 to 6 sessions. I'll try to cover 10 to 12 trees and graph problems mainly. That's a safety because if all of your friends are saying the same stories in the assignments, we should mix one assignment and one more personal learning. And we can mix them in the interview. So in a 45-minute interview, half will be from your academics, half from your personal learning. We can mix. Okay, if it is a one round interview, if you have 2 rounds, same, copy paste. Mostly one, that's what I heard in Canada, but we don't know for second intern, or sometimes they want to give a full-time job plus internship. In such situations, they will go for two round interviews. So, but I have given you the data, which is good enough for 5 round interview as well. 5 round means a full direct ST job. These are enough for that until that. Even for ST2 or any role, these are solid fundamentals to cover in the interview. So from here onwards, your hard work matters. Apart from your studies, whatever you have studied, you need to write like this. And for second interns, this is these 8 questions are for the everyone mandatory. But for second round onwards, or maybe from the projects, job, it is applicable. So if you have done a small mini project, even a library system, that's okay. But you need to answer these questions. If you have developed a mobile app or a web-based solution, do you know end-to-end in depth about the system, what you have done? Say like you have developed a website called www.mylibrary.com. What is .com? How does the www.mylibrary.com works? How many dozens of systems are there under hood? How that your request response will work? What is the difference between to get versus to post requests? How the security, if you have used HTTPS protocol, what is the difference between HTTP versus HTTPS protocol? Suppose your website is not working, how do you go and deliver, fix that issue? And what is the denial of service attacks to a website? Such basics you should know, and they are not part of your sub-studies. They are part of your project work. You should know from with your curiosity. I think I have covered this in Learn and Be Curious, and that is applicable in Dive Deep as well. So with the same question, they can tick both the points if you answer to these questions. I will be covering this in project course, but right now I'm covering only data structures and algorithm course. That too, part 1. Part 2 we will cover for second job or maybe after the project course. But in this semester, the scope is for data structures and algorithms because you might get a project course in one of the semesters. If you get that, then my job will be easy. If you don't have that course, then I should start my own. So I'm just waiting for your next semester curriculum and then plan that. So this is important to differentiate yourself from others, even those who has one job experience or one internship or co-op experience. So if you versus another candidate who has done one co-op, they might have 1 or 2 points extra than you, right? So to beat that, this in-depth is important. It doesn't matter whether you have done already a co-op or not, but whether you are able to answer these or not, that matters. So these 5 set of questions are pretty much important. Some are related to team. You are also doing teamwork by linking by your
Group
teacher, your
projects.
professors. Yeah. So so that those group projects would be sufficient for you. But preparation matters a lot. That's why this is very, very, I would say, a life-changing list, I would say. And I would personally say prepare really well. And this video is, I would say, is important to you. Personally, I would want you to view that until you get the job. But as a teacher, I shouldn't hide that video. I'll keep this for everyone. By the way, I missed you to say one thing. You, Jesslyn, and I have forgotten Gia. A video with you three has been hidden. Hidden in the sense unlisted. You can still access it, but if you have that link available. If you don't have that link, it's not part of the channel videos. The reason is there are certain confidential things present in that video.
Okay.
As per Amazon, being Amazon employee or ex-employee, I shouldn't display those. That's the reason I have to edit that video and post it for public. I need to remove certain things. So that's why it is unlisted. But if you want, access it through the link. The link is already given in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
That files and some program, right? That divide and conquer video, something. It was an extension to the recursion video. So I want to give you, but maybe if I get time, I'll edit and then put it back to the public. But right now, uh, so that video is missing from my sessions in the public listing. Cool. And final leadership principle is earn trust. This is enough. You don't need to have too many questions. You need to just keep in mind that any question they ask you, they don't ask a specific question to students about earn trust, but from your answers, they will be looking for these things. Very simple. If last time I have asked you, did you do anything, any learning outside of your studies? You said no. That is also covers this point. You admit mistakes, issues, and areas of development and seek and accept. So you said no, that's good, but you did not say me, how would you mitigate that? But in the interview, you should do that. If you say, no, I don't have time to study something outside of work, but I am planning from next semester onwards, I'm planning to opt only one course and work on these learnings. Okay, maybe reading a book or going through a WhatsApp, or maybe learning what you have done already, the assignments or and our sessions, going through each and every session video and preparing your own interview notes. That's something. Or maybe going through this live notes, it is now 75 pages. All our sessions are in these 75 pages, DSA sessions.
Mm.
Going through this itself needs you another 1 to 2 full days, or maybe 3. So you need to say that in the interview. Whatever I have learned, I have created a notes, or maybe I do have a notes of 75 to maybe by then 150-page notes. I need to learn that, practice those programs. That gives you job. But if you just say, I don't have time, that doesn't give you job, because every student says the same. And as an interviewer, I know that. I understand student problems. Any student, SFU or UBC or UCW, these are also another talent pool. Around thousands of students are coming every year from across the globe. So these three are top giants in Vancouver to whom you are competing with. UCW, right? University of Canada West. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, okay. I do see lots of
Yeah.
students coming. You can search. I think University of Canada West is MBA college, school, I think. Business school, BBA and MBA. I don't know about engineering, but BBA and MBA, 40,000 is the intake for University of Canada West. It's most popular in Vancouver.
Okay.
I have
Yeah, has a good
interacted,
reason.
yeah, I have interacted at least with dozen business students. Okay. You know Shreya?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is from, no, her friends are from UCW. Yeah. Oh, anyway, if not UCW, that's good. But UBC is good enough to
Mm.
compete with you. Anyway, I don't create too much afraid to you, but just saying you, whatever you have this interest, there's no doubt. But the answers, what you are giving, are not proving that. Your actions are saying, but in the interview, actions doesn't matter, right? You need to market your actions. So admit honestly, at the same time, say that what is the mitigation? Doing mistakes is okay. You can say in this assignment, I have done this mistake, or in this group project, I did not able to spend enough time with my team. But given opportunity, what do? Prepare well and say that. So that has to be inbuilt quality. It's not for interviews. Throughout life, every human makes mistakes. Every human makes mistakes. But if God gives you second chance, what do? How do you approach to
They-
avoid those mistakes? Okay, whether it is personally or personally, this quality is very important in any job, not just for Amazon. But in Amazon, it is mandatory to pick that in the interview. So you have that quality, but try to keep, working on preparation wise, with the mitigation plans. Same for the other, because you work with a team in any company, so they will be looking for this. Do you have positive working relationships? I say yes, because blindly I would say in Vancouver, at least for UBC and SFU, your professors are doing great job by providing these group assignments. They build, the purpose of those assignments is to build trust between teammates and establish positive working relationships, irrespective of their gender, their native place, any diversity. So to build that diverse environment, they do create this kind of things that really works well in the job as well. All right, so this is where I'm going to end. This is completely not required for you because you have no work experience. Once you get the work experience, then I'll cover this leadership principle. But in future reference, I'm just adding this point for video purpose. Customer obsession means you should be in the shoes of customer and walk an extra mile to solve their problems. Even there is no customer, you should be in their shoes. That's where a part-time job, even if you work as a restaurant or supermarket store operator, still this point is ticked in the interview. That's why in Canada, everyone encourages you to do some side job to build this aspect, customer obsession. Okay, because they have this knowledge practically. That's why from student age, you should do that. At least one small job, part-time job, to build this aspect, because it is forced in your part-time job. Second is think on behalf of customer. Example, Kindle. Amazon has initially built a online bookshop. They understood it is very hard to deliver a book, right? Some customers need to study a novel or a book which is of 200 pages while they are traveling. If I order it online before my travel date, if it doesn't come to my home, it's hard. That's why they have built a Kindle tool where you can download one of millions of books within 3 button clicks. And you can download and read, or maybe you can rent out if you are a Prime member. You don't need to pay for millions of books, free books. So that's customer obsession. So just for video I have given, for now you can ignore, but keep that aspect in mind. Once you go to the job, this is first leadership principle to convert you as a full-time employee. All right, so the time is up. So we are going to end in few seconds. If you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me. So we are going to meet on Wednesday evening. Does it work for
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we will be switching back to technical sessions from Wednesday onwards.
Okay.
Cool. Technical sessions with this dive deep